Hi guys, welcome back. Today I have a little tutorial to show you for something that I thought of a couple of nights ago when I tried to fall asleep. And I thought about my junk journal stuff and all of a sudden it came to me. So yeah, but first I want to show you this. This is a handmade writing tablet thing. It's made from chipboard and book pages, and the idea from this one I got from Pam at the Paper Outpost. And what she did, she just put the papers, she glued them onto a piece of chipboard, and then put Mod Podge over it, and then she sealed it with wax paper, so you can actually use this in your journal, like under the page, and write on it. And it feels really nice because it has like this waxy finish. So yeah, anyway, I've made this like a year ago, sometime last spring, I think. And my idea that I had was, how about we can use this to make our own cabinet cards? I've never had real old cabinet cards. I've only seen pictures of them, so I'm not 100% sure if this is what they look like. But I just made these last night and I love them. So I want to show you how to make them. They're pretty easy to make. So yeah, they have this waxy finish on the front, and I used some, it's like copper acrylic paint. I know you can use gilding paste, but I don't have any gilding paste, so just use what you have. And then on the back I just put some nice paper, and they're pretty sturdy, and like I said, they have like a waxy seal over them, and you can just display them on a shelf, or you can stick them into your journals as ephemera. And you could also have like writing paper on the back, or you can even journal on this paper. I think not so much on this one, but on this one. Yeah, I thought this was really cool, and I want to show you how I did it. So what you're gonna need is printed old photos. I don't recommend using original photos because just in case you mess them up, you don't want to mess with the real stuff. So I just printed a few photos of lovely ladies from like 1800 or early 1900. And then you will need some chipboard. I think this was from a packaging, and this is just chipboard that I bought a whole pack of. So I'm gonna see if I can actually fit those on here. These are just scraps, leftovers. Oh, this could work. Yeah. And then you're gonna need glue and some Mod Podge, and then wax paper. So there are different kinds of wax paper. I just used this cut right from Reynolds. I just bought this whole roll at Walmart a long time ago. I did not plan on I didn't buy it for crafts, but then when I saw that video on how to make those writing boards, I'm like, hey, I can try that, and it actually worked perfectly fine. Both sides are a little tiny bit different, so I always have to figure out which side I want to use to iron on. Oh yeah, you need an iron too. Okay, so but first let's get this stuff out of the way. And then if you want to have like this gold or copper edge, you would use gilding paste, or like I said, I have this copper acrylic paint, and I haven't used it in a while, so it was all dried up. Yes, well, it was like it had a dry like a cover over it, but it still works. All right, so let's get started on this. The first thing we're gonna do is cut out our images. Put all these things to the side. Okay, so I'm just gonna, and I printed this on my copy paper that I always use. It's like presentation paper, I think. I showed that in one of my previous videos when I bought it. It's very smooth, so but I don't think it matters. You can also use book pages or other, maybe scrapbook paper too, if you have a nice image on the scrapbook paper. Certainly don't have to use printed images. they're really fun to make. So I'm probably gonna make a whole bunch of them. And it also doesn't have to be people on there. It could be anything. But I figured since it's cabinet cards, it should be like old portraits or something like that. So if you don't have any real cabinet cards, why not make your own? Okay. Oops. All right. So now I need my chipboard. I think I'm just gonna put this lovely lady on this one. Yep, and then too big. Oh, she can fit. Too big. Might have to get another another. Or I might just cut off that black border that came with the photo. I might not need that. I just love their outfits. Oh, so beautiful. Okay. And you want to make sure that you have a glue that's like good quality glue. So I'm using the Scotch Create. Just to make sure that the stuff actually stays on there. Okay, so am I in the frame? Yes, and I'm filming. Good. I think you're gonna see this video on Saturday, so I hope you all are having a great weekend. I'm actually having a 5-day weekend. Because Monday's a holiday, and I took Thursday and Friday off because I wanted some crafty time. Okay, so here's one, and then I was gonna do these ladies over here. Oh, I totally cut this like crooked. Okay, didn't I have like scrap paper laying around? Ooh, let's just take this. And I hope you all signed up for my giveaway that I posted yesterday. You have until the 18th if you're interested. Okay, so let this dry, and then I'm gonna glue this lovely lady in here. And you can use whatever chipboard or cardboard you want to use. I just like this chipboard because it's sturdy. It's not extremely thick like cardboard, but I also don't want it to be flimsy. So this is not really flimsy. This is very sturdy. Okay. I'll line this up with the edges. So I only have to cut on 2 sides. Oh no, I got glue here. Doesn't really matter because we're going to cover the whole thing with Mod Podge anyway. Okay, my dog's over there licking, in case you hear that. Weird noise is not coming from me. Okay, and then she can go on here. Need to find a straight edge. Yep, perfect. Wipe off this blob of glue. All right. And what you can do, what I didn't do with my first cards, I put the back paper on last, so I didn't iron the wax paper on it. So if you wanted the card to just be like a card without being able to write on the back, then you could technically put the wax paper on the back as well if you wanted to. I'm not gonna do it because I like it the way it is. Okay, let these dry, and now we can try to cut these ladies out. If I can get this, it's pretty thick chipboard, so you might want to use a let's see if I can use a guillotine trimmer, if that actually works. Let me close this. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. And straight. So here's the first lady. I guess she's a ballerina. Oh my word. And then we have these lovely ladies. I think they're like on a cruise ship or something. Yeah, and then these. Okay. And this one, and I've used her. You've probably seen her in my video where I made the postcard junk journal for Donna. I just thought it was a nice image for a cabinet card. Okay, let's get this out of the way. And then we can do some Mod Podging. Now I gotta get some paper for underneath. Didn't I just? Nope. Guess I'll use this for right now. Okay, so what I do, you just want a light coat. I have my lovely Mod Podge brush. So what I do, oops, just put a light coat on it. And it dries clear, so you don't have to worry about it. I think Mod Podge, there's also one that does like antiquing, or like makes the picture like look old. Or maybe I've just dreamt it, but I thought there is one of those. I haven't had a chance to check yet, but I thought that would be a cool thing to use as well. Okay, so this can dry. And then we can do this lady, not these lady. I was going to say these ladies, but it's just one. And I just do this. So with the Mod Podge, I think it helps when you then later iron the wax paper on it. I think it helps it to grab it. And the reason we do the wax paper is just so it gives like this nice finish. Has a little shine to it. So, oops, there's more glue. I was crafting some Valentine's last night for my daughter's daycare. I never really celebrate Valentine's, but now that I have a kid in daycare, gotta get used to it. But that's fine. It was fun. Okay, and I'm a crafty mom, so there will always be special made stuff. They have to bring things to daycare or kindergarten or school. I think I got that from my mom, because my mom is like that, or was like that when I was in school, and then my sister's like that too with her kids. So, crafty family. All right, so now we have all this Mod Podge done, and then I'm gonna let this dry, and then when I come back, I'm gonna show you how to iron this, the wax paper on there. But I have to like do some rearranging. I might iron on this because you don't want to iron on a rubber mat. I'd always do it on the kitchen counter, but I'm gonna do it here so you can actually see it on camera. I'll be back. All right, so these dried really fast. I had my space heater on under my desk, and I just held them up to my space heater for 2 seconds, and then they were dry. And now my printer thinks he has to talk to me. Okay, so let's start with one of them. Here's my wax paper, and I have my iron plugged in. It's warming up right now. You don't want to make it too hot, just like warm. And I had to play with the settings, like the heating or temperature settings a little bit to figure it out, because you don't want to, if it's not warm enough, it won't melt the wax. And if it's too hot, you can't pull this off anymore. I've ruined a piece before. Last time I did this when I tried the writing board. And yeah, that was, yeah, annoying. Okay, so probably doesn't matter. I think it's waxy on both sides. I think I'm going to use this side. Can't really tell the difference. Okay, so what you want to do, you are just going to, I use like this old kitchen towel that I always use, just like when I have to iron craft stuff. I put it under there, even though I have a glass mat, but I just do that. And then I put the wax paper on top of my Mod Podged photo. And then I just flip this over. And this is just 2 layers. It depends on what towel or thing you have. So this is, it's like a silk setting or something. It's like on 1. So it has 1 is silk, 2 is wool, and then 3 is linen cotton. And I just did it on 1. It's hot, but not like, I'm not going to burn my hands. And then you just start ironing. I have to stand up for this. And you want to make sure that this is not burning your hand. And then after I do this, I always wait a little bit, and then I'll do it again. And when I think it's done, I'll just see what happened here. And you can hear this noise. That just means the wax is melting on it, but it's still not enough. So I would recommend that if you do this for the very first time, that you should do like a test piece, or not like a piece that you don't want to ruin. Because you have to experiment with your wax paper and your iron settings. And then once it's really melted on there, when you take the paper off, you can actually see on the paper that the wax is not on the paper anymore. So I still have to go. And then you want to push down firmly. Probably good, but I just want to, I'm a perfectionist. And I just try it over and over and make sure it's really on there. And it's so cool. I had no idea that you can do this with wax paper. Okay, that might be good. Yeah, okay, so now we have this really cool, you see like this shine, and it feels really nice, the wax. And then on here, I don't know if you can tell, see, there you see where the photo was. So the wax, this feels different than this because the wax is not here anymore. So that's number 1. I'm gonna do one more, and then what do you do with them? And then we're gonna, I'm gonna do the rest off camera. So now I'm gonna, what did I do? Oh, here. So now I'm just gonna move this over. And plop this on there. And it could also be that my iron wasn't done heating up. And you do not want to use steam. I turned my steam option off, or function. Oh yeah, this was faster because the iron is hotter now, but it's still not as hot. Like I will not burn my hand on here. Okay, so this is done. Yep, and you can tell if you see this frame. It's really hard to see this frame on the wax paper, at least on this wax paper. Then it's done because the wax is on here now. Okay, so I will do the other two real quick and then I'll come back and we can put the finishing touches on them. Okay, so I'm done ironing the wax paper on all of them, and I also put some paper on the back to make it look more like cabinet cards. I don't know what's on the back of real cabinet cards. Maybe the date and the name of the photographer. I don't know. Anyway, so, and I also distressed the edges a little bit, and now we're gonna do some painting. And as I said, you can use gilding paste, but I don't have that, so I'm using my acrylic paint, and I have a little brush. And what I did, you don't want, way too much. So I would just paint along the edge. And then what I did yesterday, I just used my finger and I just went like this, because then you get like this, the edge that looks like that. Oopsies. Yeah, and I got this too far down. And you don't have to do that. You can skip this step if you don't want the edge, or you can use a different color of paint. Oh my gosh, I keep messing this one up. This is how you not do it. Like, you don't smear it right into the photo. Just like on the edge up here. So you don't see the cardboard or the chipboard color anymore. That's why I used it, or painted it. Yep, and it's gonna be a little while until I finish all 4 of them. Okay. Oops, I keep taking too much paint. All right, so here's our first one, and I'll fast forward for the other 3. Okay, so I'm done, and obviously I have to wash my hands because I got gold fingers, or copper fingers, not gold. But yeah, so these are my cards. The ballerina. There's this lovely sitting lady. The lovely ladies on a boat. And this one. So I hope you guys liked the idea, and I hope it was easy enough to follow. And let me know what you think, and if you're gonna make some of those cabinet cards too, because I really like making those, so I'm probably gonna make a ton more. It's just one thing that you can mass make. It's really easy to make those. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I see you in my next video. Bye guys!